Alright, quick tease. I was working on a Golgari God Pharaoh's gift deck. I got it to where I was really happy with it, and then Worlds happened. And it has an atrocious matchup into the green-white Coco deck specifically that has become extraordinarily popular in the aftermath of Worlds. Hopefully we'll revisit that in the future. For now, doing a little bit of Simic Flash, Simic Nissa. This was an old archetype that I enjoyed a lot in both Standard and Historic a few years ago. And it got a lot of really interesting, powerful cards to work with in the Avatar set. So, what are we doing? Main game plan is we've got some Elves and Badgermole Cubs that are ramping us into into Nissa and Nightpack Ambusher, which is a flash powerful creature that can take over the board, and Frilled Mystic, which is a counterspell on a body. Along with that, we've got Wan Shi Tong Librarian, which is kind of Hydroid Krasis with flash. The vigilance on it is also extraordinarily powerful. Then we've got a bit of a miniature lessons package with Cycle of Renewal for some ramp, Quench Ya for counterspell, and then Accumulate Wisdom for card draw. You've also got Thassa's Intervention as a kind of modal card draw counterspell. If your opponent doesn't give you something to counter with it, then you can dump a bunch of mana into it to get 2 cards. You've also got something really cute with Earthbending, which is Glasspool Mimic. If you Earthbend the Glasspool Shore, the land, then when the land creature dies, it comes back as the Mimic. That can be a Badgermole Cub or a Nightpack Ambusher. It can also, if you use Cycle of Renewal at instant speed, sacrifice the land, it can come back as a Frilled Mystic as a counterspell, which is kind of neat. In the top end, we've also got one Craterhoof Behemoth as a way to dump a bunch of mana, end games quickly. In the land base, you've got a bunch of basic forests because Nissa cares about forests specifically. And then a bunch of Cavern of Souls. Making Frilled Mystics uncounterable gives blue-white control fits. In the sideboard, we've got a bunch of Pick Your Poisons. This is really great against the Rakdos decks, and really against a bunch of stuff. A lot of artifacts and enchantments and flying creatures running around in the meta. Got some Floodpits Drowners for flash creatures, Mystic Disputes, some Fogs, Whirlwind Denial. Ashiok's Erasure is a cute way to be able to counter Supreme Verdict, which is normally uncounterable, but since Erasure exiles the spell, it kind of gets around that clause. Then you got some Questing Beasts and some Hydroid Krasis when you know a matchup is more about slogging, card advantage. Now, there are a couple different ways to build this archetype as well. You can do it without the 1-drop mana dorks. You can do it with like Growth Spirals and more flash threats like Brineborn Cutthroat. Kind of play more of an instant speed game. It's just kind of a meta choice. Depending on how the meta shakes up, you kind of want to shift things around to deal with where things are at. Like if the meta moves into a more controlling or combo-oriented thing, you'd want to take out the elves, play more flash speed, more counter spells, sort of thing. So, let's get into some games. Okay, sure. Thoughtseize, Duress, sure. Let's do that. Like double torch attack with Mutavault? No? Sure.
Do not underestimate my fortitude.
Could do this.
Land fights for us.
Okay. Counter. Adds a body, even if they have more removal. Adds a body to the board to protect Nissa. So this is, I have Fatal Push. Ah, interesting. Okay. Sure. That works too. Do... Sure. We play that first. Get to rest. What do we lose? Quench or Renewal? Quench. Okay. Sure. We can do that. Doesn't matter. Just gonna Cycle of Renewal. Sack it. Get island and a forest. Fatal push. Had to happen. Let's see if we can get him with the old Glasspool Mimic. Okay, so do this. Tap that. What is happening here? Oh my god, what? Okay, well, that didn't work the way I intended it to. Oh, I just goofed again. I could have done an untapped land, had enough mana for the ambusher, and then... oh my god, okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Can I kill them? Phase, okay, so if I do this... gets 4. Get 4, so it'll be 9. Yeah. This forces them to block with the demon and does a shit ton of damage. So we do this. It's still in full control, that's why. That's what's going on. Fine. And Questing Beast with these. Hopefully it's lethal. They have to spend mana on the Mutavault. Okay. But that means they gain life. Questing Beast forces a trade. Or I could... So it's 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, I can swing with Behemoth. And then we hold... Interesting, okay. We hold double Ambusher into Questing Beast. Duress? Ain't got nothing to duress. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. What you doing? Besides dying. Because I know you're dying. What are you doing after you die? Okay. So I take 4, 6. So if I do this, get 3 blockers, block these 3, I deal 6, 7. Die. Okay. Alright. My opponent does know how to block. Play first. Okay, sure. We do that, and then we have some quenches leading up to Mystic. Greasefang. What's this do? Okay. Sure. Sure. Bunch of 1/1s. Alright. Ambusher should take over the board pretty quickly if we get to play him. Also just have like a pile of quenches. Don't have Vanishing Verse or something like that. God damn it. Collector's Cage. Alright, well...
Strange and magnificent world. The land shall conquer you.
Don't really want to trade the breeding pool for whatever's under these, or for these. Rather just hold up Quench. Bum, bum, bum. Going to trade this one. Sure. That's pretty good. Might still be able to beat it though. Hmm.
Harness the elements.
Vortex. What a freaking hit. Oh, you get to kind of decide. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Oh, I should have countered that. Should have countered that. We want that. Block like that. Get the land back.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Can earthbend that, and now we can block the 3/3, which is pretty useful. What an interesting deck. Sure. Whenever another creature you control dies or is put into exile. Let's give that a no. coming for me, huh? So this is 8, 10. Eight. Some dead. Okay. Interesting deck. Okay. All right. Let's quench, I guess. All right. Okay. Mystic, quench. Yeah, we'll quench that. Faux show. And we got mystics. I think I'm gonna do that just so they don't have a flyer and puts me on the board. Collector's Cage. Start with the punchin'. Got another mystic. Hopefully this isn't terrifying. Let's counter that. Okay. Alright, cool. Game 3. Don't know how that went. I think I do want the quenches. What do we cut? What do we cut? What do we cut? Oh, cut. Cut one elf. Alright, hand's great, let's go. Interesting. Okay. No. We will not be having that. So if I do this, I can Cycle of Renewal. Okay. What land to sacrifice here is the question. Sacrifice that one. Let's get forest on an island. Flipper's Cage, sure. Do have Nissa here now.
Together, we will prevail. Behold, nature's true power.
Swing. Ow. Fuck. Okay. I think we're losing this game, but our quenches are dead. Quenches are dead draws. That is not a dead draw. Interesting. May did not attack. Interesting, interesting, interesting.
Be wary of the ground you walk on.
Okay. I have to pick between the island and the mist, or the wisdom and mystic. Okay. Nissa gets to ult now, assuming she doesn't get Vanishing Burst. But I have a counterspell for Verse. So... Nice, alright. It's the Christmas unicorn. Alright, not great. Okay. Interesting. Let's acquire some wisdom, shall we? Take the Ambusher. Ooh. Do that, we do this. Animate that. Alright. Now we have Ambusher or Mystic, which is pretty great. Beza. No. We shan't be doing that. Supreme Verdict. Alrighty. Hang on, hang on. No, oh, come. God. Why did that not? Go ahead and chuck that in. Frustrated on the thing. Really feels like they just have a counter here, huh? So I think we have to do that. Oh my god. Veto. Alright, well. That, and then we get board wiped again. Is that? Did I get that right? Oh, it's not a board wipe. Okay. Well, might be able to get away with this one. I gotta get lost for one of my wolves here. No? Okay. Let's get some more. Yes, 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 you get life. Can't be countered. Huzzah! Okay. 2, 3, 4. Let's get a librarian. Draw some cards. Get lost. Marcher. Yes, 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 you get life. Do you have a head counter? Am I gonna get... No, okay. Thought maybe for a second there I was gonna get screwed because I didn't have the 3rd mana open. Okay. Okay. So it's gonna be for 5. I should have left the elf untapped. Could have drawn an extra card. Should have done math. Should have done some math. Another march. Okay. Oh, baby. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's get a questing beast. Let's get Krasis. Just gonna be in a slog. We get rid of the elves. Do we want Erasure or anything else like that? Turn to sideboard. That does actually work against for the Craterhoof. Thassa's intervention, Ashiok's Erasure can actually counter a Supreme Verdict, which is very, very useful, actually. Generally speaking, if you can counter the uncounterable board wipe, you have a good chance of winning the game the following turn. Hand's not great, but I think we just, we're just. This is just a grind fest, so we just keep the extra card. And we're just... Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Not doing that. That was silly of them to try. Silly of them to try. Okay. Sure. You get a fish token to beat me down with. Suppose that's not nothing. Should I play this untapped? Play this as a land? I think so. Then next turn we might Krasis. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see what they do here. Ooh. Darn. If I had played an untapped land, I could cast the Ambusher. It's unfortunate, but fine. Okay. Yep, you got a fish. So we are going to have Ambusher along with Quench and Dispute. Fine. Interesting. Okay. So we do this for 4, and then we can still have Dispute. Do I care about that? No. Still draw. And I want to have counterspell. That kind of sucks. The Supreme Verdict, sure. Okay. So we do this so we don't have to discard the hand size. This will also make our accumulate wisdom active. Do they... High noon. Okay. I don't care about that.
Prepared for this.
I should have done that. It's fine though. Yep, we'll keep that. Can't cast more than one spell, so I guess we'll go ahead and do that as again. Make it big. They could Field of Ruin to take the Wan Shi Tong away. If they do, I can accumulate wisdom in response to pick it up. And get lost. March, sure. Can do that. I would like to keep my creature, thank you. Sure. This card is so silly for them in this, like, I don't understand why they would bring this in. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Handled that pretty neatly. Hey, thanks for checking out the video. If you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel. Follow me over on Twitch. And if you'd like to help me get more cards to make more sweet decks like this, there's a Ko-fi link in the description down below. Thanks.